I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New Zealand. Whoa, whoa, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New Zealand. Hello everybody, my name's Warwick Murray. Sorry about that. And I'm here today for the next exciting instalment of An Englishman in New Zealand. I, of course, am an Englishman. You can probably tell from my outrageous accent. And I'm here to share with you some reflections, both contemporary and historic from the past. They would be historic if they're from the past, about Englishmen here today and in days gone by. And today I'd like to talk to you about the concept and the issue of place names. Place names, very important to the English that people know their place. And that's why they play such an important and helpful role in naming many places across Aotearoa, New Zealand. So I suppose it's important then that we think about these things, because geography is so central to everything. You see, Māori names, Indigenous names, are beautiful things. They are things of beauty. The North Island, which I'm on currently, is called Te Ike a Maui, and it refers to a Māori legend that the chief Maui came from Polynesia chasing a whale, and he pulled the whale up, and the head that was revealed is the North Island. Geographic poetry, absolutely beautiful. And there are other places across New Zealand that have wonderful names. Paikakariki, the meeting place of the kakariki, the small birds, for example. There are many, many. Well, when the English arrived, of course, they replaced some of these names, and they gave names that were more descriptive and perhaps more demarcating. And I was trying to imagine what it's like. So you can imagine Bob and Geoff, the two famous cartographers, before it was called cartography, I suppose. And they arrived, and they've been charged with naming places. So, yeah, Bob, what are we going to call this place then? Don't know, Geoff. I'm not sure. So what about the long thin one here, the island here? Luckily, you see, I've got a map. I've got a book. It's called First Map. That's lucky, isn't it? Yeah. And I've got a road atlas out the back. We haven't built any roads yet, so we'll just leave that for a century or so. The long thin one down here. What's it called now? Something Punami or something. What does that mean? Well, greenstone, I think. That's a little bit too poetic, isn't it? It doesn't really say what it is, does it? No. What should we call it then? I know. Let's call it South Island. South Island? South of what? Oh, North Island, obviously. North Island, South Island. Everyone knows the place. No one's going to get lost. Yeah? Okay, that's good, that. We'll write that one down. Let's write that one down. Bob, we've got a bit of a problem here. We've got two Palmerstons. Two Palmerstons, right. Okay, where are they? Well, one's in the north and one's in the south. So, should we call it Palmerston South and Palmerston North? I'm not sure. It's a bit too much, isn't it? Well, why don't we just call it Palmerston and Palmerston North? How's that? Yeah, okay. I think that's good, actually. That's good. We'll do that. But if we're going to do that, we might as well call it North Island and Island. Island. No, it sounds a bit too much like another place we're looking after, doesn't it? Oh, Ireland. Yeah. There's going to be troubles there. Okay, well, let's just call it Palmerston and Palmerston North, and we'll leave North Island, South Island like that. Everybody knows exactly where they are. Now, there are some towns here that I'd like to take us through today. I've formed the subcommittee of the subcommittee for naming of towns, and there's one here. Always windy, quite wet in the port there. What should we call that? Wellington. Wellington? Why do you call it? Why would you name it after a boot? Because it's always raining and it's always wet and windy. So that everyone's going to have to wear Wellington boots. And you see, not many Kiwis know that it is a meteorological naming. It's not named after the evil Duke that never came here because he was too busy doing good stuff, wreaking terror across the world. So it's a meteorological thing. Right, Wellington, yeah, that's good. Yeah, Wellington, I like that. And apparently, you can't beat it on a good day, but there never are any. So it probably is going to be beaten. Where else is there? Oh, this one here. There's loads of English people here. Oh, really? Yeah. Loads of English people and a church. What should we call it? Christchurch? Christchurch. Brilliant. You can have a church there, but it's already got... Okay, church, Christchurch. That's good because my auntie lives in Christchurch by Bournemouth at the end of the M3. Well, when that's built. Okay. Good. Oh, there's one deep down here now. Horizontal rain and kind of hypothermia. But lots of Scottish people there. What should we call that? Hypothermia? Too obvious. Oh, I know. Let's call it Dunedin. Dunedin. Dunedin? What do you mean? No. Dunedin. As in Edinburgh. It's a kind of Celtic anagram. And we can build a medical school there because they'll be clever enough to work out the anagram and they might come up with a cure for hypothermia as well. Hey, getting good at this, don't you reckon? Getting really good at this. Oh, there's a bit of a problem on here. This is where we are now. We're in the Wairarapa. Wairarapa. Might have to change that. What should we call all these towns here that were set up by Englishmen that are looking after the land? Well, this one should be Martinborough because Martin set it up, didn't he? And he even built the Union Jack, didn't he? He built a Union Jack and the top bit's facing north, and it genius. Everyone knows their place. And then Masterton, where the Master's from, Carterton, where the Carter's from, probably. I don't know where he keeps his horse, and Greytown. Why? Well, because the weather's bad. No, because Governor Grey. Excellent. We've got this, haven't we? We should do this again. We should definitely do this again. We could go around the world and all the places that we're looking after, we could rename them and we could draw lines so that people don't, they don't get confused. What do you reckon? Yeah, I think so. I think there'll be a few places we'll have stewardship for. We can do that in the future. Now, but let's keep our attention on this place here. What are we going to call it? Well, what's it called now? Well, some people call it Aotearoa and there are other names for it, but that's too hard to pronounce. I think we've got to change that. Yeah. I know. New Zealand. Named after a supermarket? Zealand? No. No, the Dutch province. Zealand, right, with a Z. Because you probably don't know this, Bob, but the first person, human, ever to arrive in New Zealand, as it's now called, was actually from Holland. That was the first person ever to arrive here in a boat, right? You should read your history. You should read your history, mate. You really should. And so we can call it that, and it's a Z, you see, so it's exotic. So at the Olympic Games, it'll be NZ, right? And there aren't that many Zs. There'll be Zimbabwe in a few years' time. It's called Rhodesia now. And there'll be Zambia. I'm not sure what that's called now, but this is New Zealand, right? Excellent. Should we have a flag? Yes, I think we should have a flag. And I think it should have our flag in their flag. Or our flag in our new flag, right? So, Union Jack in the corner, blue for the sea, obviously, and then 4 stars. Yeah. 4 stars? Why would you have 4 stars, Bob? Well, because in the future, this is going to become a major tourist attraction, right? So good, because it'll have danger sports and lots of nice baking and fruit. There'll be fruit, and eventually maybe even wine. Oh, yeah. Right, and we can call it 4-star, because it's tourism marketing, you see. And capitalism's being invented now, right? But we're going to make the most of that. So as that evolves, the flag evolve. So as we get better at tourism and we build wider roads and stuff like that, you know, and then we can use our road atlas, we'll upgrade it so it'll be 5-star. And then one day it might be 7-star like Dubai, which is another place we're looking after. What do you reckon? Hey? I reckon that's brilliant. Don't you? Okay, that's really good. So we got the flag, okay, that evolves. Excellent. So we've sorted out the place names and we've sorted out the flag. I like it. You know, we don't want those names, those kind of emotive, poetic names or anything like that. North Island, South Island, Wellington. Absolutely brilliant. So that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Bob and Geoff, leading cartographers, renamed places, invented, or rather borrowed, from, or repeated, from England, and now everybody knows their place. I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New Zealand. Haidira from Aotearoa. I mean, cheerio from New Zealand.